Stay in what's familiar or try something new. You're already making the decision to move forward. This video was created for educational purposes only and is not a financial recommendation. All actions with finances are everyone's personal responsibility. Make sure you understand the risks and are prepared for them before you begin. Every day is a choice. Stay in what's familiar or try something new. If you're watching this video, maybe somewhere inside you're already making the decision to move forward. My name is Simon. Over 10 years of watching markets and learning how they move, I've realized it's important not to guess, but to learn how to see structure and maintain focus in any situation. That's why I've created a space where you can learn and practice without fuss, without chaos, without pressure. This is my trading community where you can understand the market logic step by step, ask questions, and shape your approach. I host daily live sessions where I clearly explain each of my actions. No water, only clear steps and honest dialogue. I personally share my experience and participate in discussions. If you want to give it a try, check out the comment below the video. It all starts with the first step. Join in and I'll see you inside. For now, let's trade a bit. Sometimes it's just more convenient for me to sit at a laptop, and sometimes I'm lying on the couch, pick up my phone and do the same thing. It doesn't matter where I work from. What matters is that it's calm, clear, and nothing is distracting. Today, I decided not to complicate things. Everything I need is at hand and I jump in and observe how the situation unfolds. I open the screen, I see everything is moving downwards, slowly but steadily. No sharp spikes, no panic, just smooth movement in one direction. That kind of behavior seems logical. I decide not to interfere and simply follow the same direction. When something's moving calmly and consistently, sometimes the best thing is not to argue, but to go with it. At first, there was a quick push upward, everything looked sudden, then it felt like a pause, as if the momentum had faded a bit. I keep watching, and now I see a new move starting again in the same direction. I decide to join, but without rushing, now that things are a bit clearer. Sometimes you just need to wait. Fast is not always right. When there is a confirmation, it's easier to step in. The situation on the screen is developing steadily, everything is moving in one direction without sharp deviations. I see the behavior holding, like someone's guiding the movements with a steady pace. No panic, no jumps. It's exactly the kind of case where you can just go with the flow. Stability is rare. When it appears, it can serve as a solid reference point. There was a downward movement recently, but now it's going up again. After a short pause, I join in. When behavior repeats itself, it can be a sign that everything is following a familiar pattern. How's trading going? If you are looking for a way to understand trading from scratch, start in the right direction. The link to my trading community is already waiting for you in the pinned comment. It's always easier to learn something new when there is someone who's already been there. I went through it all, with mistakes, confusing books, sleepless nights, and then with a system that helps me even now. That's why I've created a community where you're not alone with information. Everything here is organized in such a way that you can learn at your own pace, ask questions, discuss real market situations, and see how to approach them. I personally participate in the process, answer, explain, share my experience. A mentor doesn't give you a magic button. He helps you to stay on track, to show how to think. And it works. All you need is to get involved. Without obligation, without overload, come in and see how the space is organized, where we teach through practice, dialogue, and real examples. If this format resonates with you, follow the link in the pinned comment. Join us and start with support, not chaos. Moving on. The situation is moving back and forth within the range. Now I see it's rising. I follow in the same direction. Even in a calm moment, you can find an entry point if you simply observe. Earlier, everything was going up. Now I see the direction gradually shifting. I open in the new direction, carefully without rushing. When something stops, often something else begins. The key is not to miss it. The upward move has stopped and a new direction is forming. I see things smoothing out and starting to shift. I join in. If things quiet down and change course, better not to guess, but calmly adjust. The behavior remained steady with no sharp spikes. Then there was a push downward, and now it's returned to a familiar zone. I open in the opposite direction. When everything returns to something you've seen before, that can be a signal to act. At first, I tried to move up, but it didn't seem to work. It came back down. I jump in where the behavior has become more stable. If something doesn't go the way it wanted and comes back, that's also useful information. Everything I do is observation. I watch how the screen behaves, I don't make things up, I don't guess, I don't try to predict. I simply respond to what I see. Sometimes that means up, sometimes down, sometimes just wait. This approach brings calm and the understanding that it's not about winning, but about paying attention. What do you think? Complex topics becomes easier when there's a space to learn without rushing. If you're here, you might be looking for just that approach. I've created a trading community where participants learn trading as a thinking skill. No pressure, no rigid frameworks, through practice, discussion, and support. We don't rush things and do not promise quick results, but we analyze real market situations, discuss different approaches, and together we'll learn to see the structure behind the numbers. I'm personally involved in the process, commenting, supporting, and sharing my experience. Here you can ask a question, get an answer, and move on at your own pace. If you want to get involved, the link is in the pinned comment. No pressure, this is an opportunity to familiarize yourself with the format. I'd love for you to stop by.